Alright guys, so today's video is definitely going to seem like I'm being a little too harsh on a $50 pair of earbuds, but there's a reason that I want to make this video, because today we're going to talk about the Tronsmart Apollo Air Plus. Like I said, it is a $50 pair of earbuds, and I think it's a perfect example of what people can easily get lost in, because if you read the spec sheet, it sounds impressive. There's a lot of features here that you're getting for 50 bucks, and I know that a lot of people get caught up in features where when it comes to an audio product, it makes it where some people, I think, kind of overlook the audio quality, or at least in my opinion, are overlooking the most important thing when you're looking at an audio product. If it doesn't sound good, then none of these features really matter. But we're gonna start with the features, because for $50, you're getting a pair of earbuds that have graphene drivers. You're also getting a pair of earbuds that work with an app, because this does work with Tronsmart's app. There's different EQ options in here. You can switch around your controls, you can update your earbuds. So for a $50 pair of earbuds, having any kind of app compatibility is a nice touch. Now, another huge plus is it does use Bluetooth 5.2. It does also have aptX adaptive, aptX, AAC, and SBC playback. Again, in this price range, or really any price range, having those Bluetooth codec playbacks is really nice. And it also uses a Snapdragon Qualcomm 3046 chip, which is a very nice chip. It's one of those that will allow you to get performance without sacrificing battery life. But in this pair, I won't say that it actually pulls this off, which we'll talk about a little bit later. This pair also has hybrid active noise canceling. In fact, it's labeled as having 35 decibel full frequency hybrid ANC. And I want to start with this because I do feel like a lot of companies are just throwing that hybrid ANC or active noise canceling all over the packaging and all over their website as though this is a main feature in their products. And this product in particular is a perfect example where it shouldn't even be on the box at all, because the noise canceling on this pair is basically non-existent. I can't tell the difference between when it's in ANC mode or ANC off. Now, there is also a transparency mode on here, which this feature I do think is done very well in here. I was able to hear my surroundings, I was able to hear people talking, and I could carry on a conversation without taking my earbuds out. But the noise canceling, I could still hear everything as I would with any other pair of earbuds that don't have active noise canceling. So don't go into this pair thinking that you're buying a pair for noise canceling. Now, as far as buying these as a pair to use outdoors, they do come in rated at IP45, so it does have water protection against rain and sweat and splashes and things like that. And it also has some slight dust protection. So if you're wanting to use a pair on your job site or at the beach where maybe they fall into sand or dust is just kind of flying around, this is one of those pairs that you don't have to worry about. And then as far as what all they include in the box, you do get 4 sets of silicone ear tips. They do include a little storage pouch for your case. It also comes with a USB-C cable. But one huge plus that you're getting in this price range is Qi wireless charging. I don't know what it is. I've kind of gotten just spoiled by other pairs that have Qi wireless charging. It's nice to just come in, drop your earbuds on a wireless charger, and have them start charging. And speaking of the charging, battery life, I definitely am not hugely impressed with. It says that you're getting 20 hours total, and that's with 5 hours on the earbuds and around 15 hours on the case. Now, this pair doesn't have any kind of fast charge feature, which is another thing that I do like to see in earbuds. But moving over to looking at the earbuds and the case themselves, the case definitely feels light, which also makes it kind of feel like a toy. Now, on the back of the case, you can see the USB-C input and your pairing button. And then around on the front, there's a single indicator light, and there's also a light located underneath the lid. Now, this is letting you know that your earbuds are charging, and it's also letting you know about how much battery life you have on the case. Now, when you move over to looking at the earbuds themselves, these do have a stem style design, and I don't know if it's the white color mixed with the gloss that it has on the back. These have a very cheap look to them. It kind of, again, feels like one of those, toy style earbuds, or those very cheap ones that you find in stores. So I'm not a huge fan of the look of these. Now they do use touch controls, and I am happy to say that they give you control over everything. They give you your play, your pause, your ability to skip your tracks forward, go backwards, your volume control. You can also switch between the non-existent ANC on, ANC off, and transparency mode. And like I said at the beginning, it also has that app compatibility where you can go in the app and switch around the controls if you want. Now, another feature I do actually like in this pair is it does have the sensors on the earbuds, where if you take your earbuds out, it will just pause what you're listening to, and then it just resumes what you're listening to when you put them back in. And then for you guys that do like to use your earbuds for phone calls, this pair is advertised as having 6 microphones. It also says it uses the CVC 8.0 technology, which is causing these to kind of focus in on your voice and block out a lot of your surroundings. And I think for the $50 price tag, most people won't have many complaints when it comes to the microphones, but you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here.
So here is the mic test using the Apollo Air Plus. Again, for the price range, I think it does a fairly decent job picking up my voice. I do feel like it sounds a little warm at times, but this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here is the mic test with the crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public.
So now let's talk about the sound, because just based off $50 alone, if you just looked at all of the specs we just talked about, these seem like a very good deal. But the sad thing is, none of that really matters because the sound on these are not good at all. Now, I do want to say that I got these and I thought there must have been a defect, so I got another pair, and I had the same experience with both pairs. So either I'm just unlucky or there's quality control issues with these, but the sound is awful in my opinion. I think these are way too bloated and bass heavy. The bass is way too artificial sounding where it just destroys the mids and the highs. The mids are definitely recessed in this pair. They just get lost because that bass is pushing them further and further back. So hearing vocalists is not as good as it is on other earbuds. And also like acoustic guitars and things like that also get drowned out. Now, when it comes to the treble does not have as much detail. It lacks that sharpness that I'm used to hearing in other earbuds. And again, it all comes back to the bass not being controlled. And I did say that these work with an app, so there are those different EQ options that you could switch between, but every genre that I tested and every EQ option that I switched between, it really didn't make a difference. There was just one that sounded worse than the other. But the huge problem that I have with these is the left and the right earbud has uneven volume levels. The left always seemed louder than the right, which completely took me out of whatever I was listening to. But my huge problem is when it comes to companies or people always just going straight to features and overlooking audio quality. I mean, I get it all the time where somebody says, I would never buy this because there's products that have this, this, and this. But if you compare them just based off audio quality alone, which in my opinion should be the most important thing if you're looking at an audio product, that is where there's usually no comparison. And it doesn't matter how many features I'm getting if it doesn't sound good. Or in this price range, if I can get something that sounds so much better and I'm going to sacrifice a couple of features, I think it's worth it to lean more towards sound quality, because that is, in my opinion, why you would buy an audio product. Unless you're somebody that's just buying these for microphones just to be able to take phone calls, but that's something completely different. But guys, that wraps up my video on the Tronsmart Apollo Air Plus. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.